Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN, and welcome to the Lakers post-game show on ZSPN on YouTube. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. It was a great performance from the Los Angeles Lakers in the second half. The first half was not a great performance, to be honest with you guys. The Lakers struggled a bit from the offensive side, but at the end of the day, the second half was what really mattered for Lakers fans, including myself, when it came down to it, from the great performances from LeBron James, from Anthony Davis, who returns after being out with an Achilles tendon. I'll get into my personal feelings about that sort of predicament that went down with Anthony Davis, and I'll give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about tonight's game and the performances from every single player that really stepped up in tonight's game in the second half of the Lakers versus the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. So without further ado, guys, let's just get right into it. So, guys, the Lakers had a poor start in the first half of this game against the Memphis Grizzlies tonight, but, they bounced back in the second half, as they always do when it comes to circumstances that they go through in the first half of some certain game that they're on. But, it is what it is. Maybe they should improve on it going forward, but somehow the second half, the Lakers came back in a huge way with the help of LeBron James, and surprisingly, tonight's performer in Kuzma. I mean, he stepped up in a huge way for the Los Angeles Lakers. But the return of AD, Anthony Davis, he returned tonight after being out with an Achilles tendon that he's been dealing with for these past couple of games. We all know, Laker fans, we all know the history of Achilles tendon. The great late Kobe Bryant went down, with that particular injury that basically ended his career. With it all said and done. And personally, when it comes to this particular injury, it takes down a player's career. Like I said, I mean, from KD, who, didn't play for like a year due to that particular injury. And I'm probably missing some other player, but, Achilles tendon, they're not a good friend to certain players, throughout, or any human being when it comes to this particular injury. And surprisingly, I was so surprised that the Lakers allowed Anthony Davis to come back. I mean, me personally, I really should specify when it comes to an Achilles tendon, you have to make sure that it is 100% healed, or somehow it is not ruptured or pops or whatever sort of predicament that Achilles does occur to a particular player or human being. But surprisingly, he came back in a huge way with 35 points performance tonight, and I believe he had like 9 or maybe 8 rebounds and 2 steals. So a great performance coming back for Anthony Davis. But I want to caution him and the Lakers and everyone when it comes to this. Hopefully, somehow he remains healthy and just continues to, manage his body and his joints and just everything when it comes to this particular injury that occurred to him. Because, Achilles tendon can, just get someone real quick when it comes to any sort of moment, any sort of move or joints or any sort of moves that they make on any given night. And hopefully nothing knock on wood, nothing happens to Anthony Davis when it comes to that particular, or any sort of player on the Los Angeles Lakers, including like LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Nothing happens when it comes to that particular injury. So I'm going to stop now. I want to talk about tonight's game. So like I said, Anthony Davis led the Lakers tonight with 35 points tonight. But, the main stars, the main key players in the Lakers win tonight was LeBron James and Kyle Kuzma off the bench. Let's start with LeBron James. I mean, a great performance from LeBron James in the third quarter, making threes, just consistently being the scorer for the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. I forgot what he scored, but I think it was like 28 points and I believe it was 28, maybe it was 25 points. I think he had like 7 rebounds and 8 assists or something like that. Like always, I'll put the correct stats of the Los Angeles Lakers so you guys will know which player stepped up and, scored and stuff like that. So, but, LeBron James, he lit it up for the Los Angeles Lakers in the second half of the third quarter. And convincing fashion. I mean, in the final seconds left in the game, he made a couple of mid-range shots and a layup. Maybe it was a layup. Maybe it was like a dunk or something like that. But he was just consistent in the final seconds left in the game, continuing to score for the Lakers to boost the lead. And I think they were up by like 8 points at one point. So great performance from LeBron James. I mean, it's no surprise that he gives out these type of performances on every given night. And I'm just going to say this right now. He's in the conversation to be number one, to be MVP. Okay, I mean, he's having a great performance. He's making a huge argument that he deserves to be MVP this year, and rightfully so. And I think he was robbed last season, due to the pandemic and the shutting down of the NBA season. And there's a lot of arguments. Maybe people will say that Giannis does deserve it, but when it's all said and done, I mean, I think a player should be judged by not just the regular season, but also going into the regular season as well. But that's my own, the playoffs postseason. So that's my own personal opinion when it comes to that particular instance of a player that impacts a game and on their players and their team as well. So, but other than that, great performance, great job out there for King James. When it comes to the rest of the Lakers squad, I mean, there's been some players who stepped up at times. We have to give a lot of credit to Marc Gasol, who played against his former team in the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. He did go, I believe, 2 of 2 from the 3. He scored 6 points, but he was very reliable when it came to his court vision and being a good passer for the Los Angeles Lakers. For a center like him, not a lot of centers can really pull off the passing ability that he did in tonight's game, and especially when it came to the fourth quarter, helping out LeBron James at times here and there. So, a solid performance for Marc Gasol, and hopefully he just keeps this momentum and this passion that he has moving forward. Even though he's not the same old Marc Gasol and maybe not the Toronto Raptors type of Marc Gasol, but at any given time, he could be a huge contributor to the Lakers at key situations. So looking forward to that particular type of player moving forward when it comes to Marc Gasol on the Los Angeles Lakers. So, a solid performance for Marc Gasol. Getting to the bench, the main key player who really stepped up for the Lakers when it came to the fourth quarter was Kyle Kuzma. His athleticism, his speed, his agility. I mean, you could just tell that he was on his A game. He wanted to contribute to the Lakers in tonight's game, not comparing to couple of other games that he's been, playing for the Lakers at times. But this time around, I mean, he really stepped up for the Lakers in a huge way. He had 20 points out there tonight. He led the Lakers tonight in rebounds with 10 rebounds, and it was just sensational. I mean, he was on his A game, and when it came to his speed, when it came to his agility, it was just all over the place, especially his speed. He was so athletic and just a lot of energy in the fourth quarter. And, if we can see that from Kyle Kuzma when it comes to him coming off the bench, I would love to see that. I mean, more often than not. And it's just one of those type of situations, I mean, that's the Kyle Kuzma that we all know and love and appreciate when it comes to his ability and what he brings to the table when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers and him being a great basketball player. So, hopefully we can see more out of that from Kyle Kuzma moving forward into the NBA season, as the Lakers are still fighting for, for a repeat for another championship in 2021. Hopefully we can see that more out of Kyle Kuzma moving forward. So great job out there for Kuz. And then the other player, I mean, the only player that really stepped up off the bench wise was Montrezl Harrell. I mean, scoring wise, he was there for the Los Angeles Lakers. He had 14 points. And then I believe there was like a silent player that really showed his defensive side as always, and that was Alex Caruso. He didn't, scoring wise and, stats really, he was not really there, but defensively, he was there for the Los Angeles Lakers. I think he had maybe 4 rebounds. I think he had 6 assists. So his playmaking and him passing the ball was a key role coming off the bench wise for the Los Angeles Lakers. So we have to give Alex Caruso a lot of credit for his ability to play the defense really well coming off the bench for the Los Angeles Lakers. So, but other than that, guys, I'm loving the Lakers, how they were playing, especially when it comes to the second half. I just want to see more improvement when it comes to the Lakers in the first half, because certain times and certain situations when it comes to the end of the first and second quarter kind of scares me at times when it comes to the Lakers, because, it kind of puts out a sign that the Lakers are not going to have a good game at certain times when it comes to the Lakers facing the team. But surprisingly, every second half, they always come back. And, it kind of goes away at times when it comes to the fourth quarter. But this time around, they stepped up in a huge way, from Anthony Davis coming back and LeBron James doing his thing, and then having Kyle Kuzma stepping up the way that he did. That's how you win games, and that's how you that type of teamwork. It just plays a huge advantage for the Lakers to move forward and just win you games, and not just win you games, but the objective is to have that mindset, the black the Mamba mentality, if you will, of how to win games. And I was going to say Black Mamba mentality, but either way, it goes either way with that. But that's what you need to have. That's what every Laker that's on this team need to have when it comes to the winning games and having that Black Mamba mentality to. Just having that objective to have a goal in mind, and also just to win games on any given night for the Los Angeles Lakers in this season. So, guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Twitter, all the good social media stuff, and please give me your thoughts about the Lakers win against the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. Who do you think really stepped up for the Los Angeles Lakers tonight? Was it LeBron James? Was it Kyle Kuzma? Most of you will probably say Kyle Kuzma, but you probably will say maybe LeBron, or maybe Anthony Davis, who returned after being out with the Achilles tendon, and hopefully, like I said at the beginning, he take cares of it, and just hopefully things go well moving forward for Anthony Davis when it comes to any injuries that occur to him. But hopefully, knock on wood, nothing happens to him when it comes to injury wise. But in general, the rest of the Lakers. So. Hopefully nothing happens, but I'm optimistic. Hopefully, the Lakers just all remain healthy moving forward. So, I really want to know your thoughts, guys. Like, subscribe to the channel, share my videos, and please, guys, make sure to like all my social media sites: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Like always, I'll leave the links to my social media sites in the description of this video, so you guys can check out my social media sites, and of course, subscribe to the channel, share my videos. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.